Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and we have gathered here today, and we're going to talk about Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, and this is the 50s version, not the 90s one. Let's jump straight in there with Alex and Susan, since they're unmuted. What did you two make of Attack of the 50-Foot Woman?
Well, as I was just mentioning, I do sort of watch bad movies for a living. Watching,
I wouldn't admit that on here.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I admit it. Watching MST3K and Elvira and other shows, riff tracks that they make fun of. Well, I can't pronounce that. That make fun of all types of movies, no matter what the decade. I guess they were trying to be modern with this one. It does seem a bit confusing. The characters are very depressed and unpleasant. The special effects are bad, but this is a B movie, and that's what it's supposed to be. But again, even the 90s version I liked a little bit. I don't know why they had to remake it. But, yeah, I mean, it's not a totally enjoyable movie, but there's, funny parts, funny characters, bad acting, bad special effects. Sort of a soap opera and a soap opera ending. And, it's part of the formula of a B movie. So I'll give my number on that later. Go ahead.
I enjoyed the badness of it, too. I mean, it's a pretty bad movie. Pretty fun. Pretty bad. The grumpy the grumpy wife and the salacious mistress and the bar scenes and the dancing and it was pretty interesting. The husband, the cheating husband was quite something. I mean, quite a piece of work. So, I mean, it was sort of like, really? They're going to go there? But then they went there. And then it was, as Alex said, a soap opera. Anyway, and then it's also a cautionary tale. Don't go stick your hands and stuff into spherical alien vessels, because you don't know what is going to happen to you after that. I mean, anything is possible. And I love the way the alien, though, looked like a hologram, like a modern day hologram. That was pretty cool, actually. And
I thought that was just bad green screen.
Yeah, that's what I attributed to that, but it turned out to look like a modern day hologram. Anyway, that's my bit.
Let's go over to Lee in Hull. Lee, where's your pussy gone? She escaped you.
Oh, she's here.
You see her tail there. Oh.
Yes, it's bad.
There we are. Thank you, Lee. Let's move to Beef Dad.
No, hold on. The effects are bad. The acting's bad. But as it's been said, it's a B movie. It's expected from this sort of movie.
What did the bees ever do?
It's not spelt B-E-E. Anyway, and it's only 65 minutes long. You get the feeling by the end of it, even the director, the writer just got fed up with it and said, let's end it there. And it said the 50-foot woman only appears, in the last 10 minutes of the film. So, yeah, there's bad, the acting's awful. The characters are, just plain bad. What can you say? As Susan said, it looked like a hologram, but as you say, it's just the special effects were done on the cheap. That great big sphere. Well, first time you saw it, you could see the two strings holding it up. But it was 1950s. This is the sci-fi era of American movies. And
no, I don't care about that, because we watched Metropolis, and that was 20s.
What?
I don't care about that because we watched Metropolis, and that was 20s.
Yes, but what I'm saying is the 1950s era of the American movie thing was the B movies were the big thing of that era, and there's a hell of a lot of them out there, and they're a lot worse than Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. There is some really stinkers out there, and and The Cat Wants Affection as well, and yeah, it's so bad. It's good. I don't know why. You know that saying, it's so bad it's good.
Oh, Lee.
But no, it has become a cult movie. It has got a big cult following. I don't know why, because it is awful. Well, that's what I can say for the moment. I'll pass back to you, and then we'll come back to other bits.
I'm just amazed that you said there were actually actors and characters in this.
Well, do you know the actor played Deputy Charlie?
Yeah.
I'm positive he went on to write for the TV shows, Bonanza, Chaparral, stuff like that. His name rings a bell.
Oh. You know the ending? The ending reminds me... Yeah.
Yeah.
The ending reminds me of King Kong. Did anybody else think that? At the end, it was so cheesy how they were just lying there. You know, he goes, "Oh, look at these cats." Let's go over to Stephen Price. What did you make of this?
Well, this was on for 1 hour, 5 minutes. And I've wasted my life on 1 hour, 5 minutes of this garbage. Oh, my God. I never want to see or hear this about this movie again. God-awful acting. The police officer in it, he was more useless than useless. Yeah, the dancing in that bar, it was just pathetic. Everything about it was just pathetic. I've seen a worse movie than this, which we got to. I won't be able to watch it all because I could only watch the first 2 minutes of another B movie. I couldn't stick it anymore because it'd be cutting my throat.
What movie is it? You got to tell us.
Santa Claus versus the Martians.
What decade is that?
I think it's the 50s. It is god-awful.
Right, join us next month for Santa Claus versus the Martians.
Oh, God, no.
Yes, write that down, Lee. Write it down in your little book. Get your little pencil out. When you're not stroking your pussy. Any more to say, Stephen Price?
Hey, listen, it'll go in the poll, maybe for Christmas, maybe for the 50s, but I still think that the democratic process has
It's a bit early for a Christmas poll.
Yeah, there's a bit.
I know you're eager, but what are you going to say?
The part with the woman seeing that big ball and she started screaming. It's like, oh, God.
Oh, the screaming in this was ridiculous. I'm glad I didn't wear headphones. The just endless screaming of nothing.
I know.
What are they screaming at? What is so terrifying?
And the part with the hand where she was in, laying down. Oh my God!
That was just polystyrene.
I know. They didn't even show her. They didn't even show her on the bed or wherever she was.
Well, that's because there really wasn't a 50-foot woman on the bed, Stephen. I hate to tell you. I hate to break it to you. But this movie, Stephen, it's not real.
Well, I know that. It's so badly made. The director needs shooting.
Well, I like how all the times with these films that the clothes grow with them. That's always a nice touch, isn't it? Let's go on to beef, Dad.
Wait a minute. I haven't finished yet.
Oh, sorry.
Well, when you said, "Oh, we're reviewing this," I was watching it, and I was looking at the bar at the bottom. How long has this got left? I can't cope with this any longer.
And
There
this
we
is
go.
from this is from someone.
It's not from Swansea. I don't live in Swansea. Okay.
What's it?
In the story.
So Stephen Price, you've got an ultimatum here. You've either got this film or you've got an hour of Tom Jones. Which would you choose?
Neither of them, thank you. But it's going from one horror to another.
Let's move on to Beef Dad.
He's not getting voted off that island with either one of those challenges.
No. Let's move on to Beef Dad. That's it.
Yeah, I saw this in the early 60s. I couldn't see it when it first came out because I was only 10. But I hated it then. I resented the hour and 5 minutes that I'd spent watching it. I resent even more the fact that I've had to spend another hour and 5 minutes rewatching it, because that means that this piece of crap has taken 2 hours, 10 minutes out of my life. If there was just one moment, I could probably say, yeah, okay, that bit was good. There is not one moment that I can say, yeah, that was good, that worked. It didn't. Nothing worked. Nothing worked in this at all. The interior of the spaceship was just unbelievable. And there's absolutely no way there's no way you could fit a 50-foot woman in an ordinary house on a bed. I mean, that was just ludicrous, absolutely bloody ludicrous. And if you look at the size of that spaceship, when she walked up and put her hand on it, there is no way you could fit a 30-foot tall man in that. It is just so insane. They hadn't thought about the simple basic things. And the performances, well, I mean, Alison Hayes playing the wife, Yvette Vickers, oh yes, playing Honey Parker, Yvette Vickers, what a trollop. But she didn't play the trollop part very well. It wasn't a very convincing trollop. And their butler. I mean, for God's sake. Yeah, I mean, Albert the butler in Batman is one thing, but I mean, for goodness sake, this guy, he's got a face like he's got a face as though he'd been frosted, and walking around with a gun. I mean, yeah, you really want a butler like that, I think, don't you? No, it was pretty diabolical. And yeah, the police, oh God. Yeah, not much you can say about that. And then, of course, the nurse, all the nurse did in that was scream a lot. Yeah, just the whole thing is just pathetic. I mean, on Rotten Tomatoes, it got 75%. Yeah. So, yeah, I really don't ever want to see it again. Twice in 70 years is enough.
Can I just say, we've really put you through torture this week, haven't we, Beef Dad?
Yeah, absolutely.
We've really put you through torture. Well, next week you'll be pleased.
I hope there's not more to come, please.
You'll be pleased to know that next week, well, no, not next week, in a few weeks' time, we will be reviewing the 90s version. No, we're not. This film. Right, when it was announced that we were going to watch this, The Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, I thought, okay, Lee told me it was a B movie. Beef Dad said it was a B movie. And some B movies are fun. You know, they're funny, they're entertaining. Yeah, the effects are crap and stuff like that. But there's some enjoyment in them. This was really disappointing because I thought it was going to be her. Like in the poster, you got the poster of her standing on like a road or something like that and picking up cars. And I thought, oh, that's what it's going to be throughout the film. She's going to be on model sets. It's going to be like King Kong. Yeah, exactly that. And I thought it was going to be stuff like that. And it wasn't. She only appears in the last 10 minutes. And then it's ridiculous. It is the waste of an hour and 5 minutes. It really is. It's crap. There's nothing good about it. I can't say anything positive about it. I don't even know. Everybody's mentioned everything to talk about. There's nothing really more to add than that it's a waste of time and it's sheer piece of shite.
Okay, let me ask this question. Now, have you guys, do any of you have a movie that you almost hate to admit watching because it is badly made or the budget is really bad or something like that? I mean, in other words, like there's other modern movies that it's maybe just as bad, if not worse. Like most
Frozen.
I like good movies.
I'm sorry, what's that, Lee?
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. What was that, Lee? What'd you say?
Yeah,
Lee's saying he's frozen. Go and sit by the radiator. Cuddly cat.
Oh dear. But anyway, like Sharknado or Manos.
No, I don't like them. They're crap.
You didn't have to.
They're crap, Alex. They're not good. They're crap.
Yeah.
Stop pretending they're good.
Yeah, but it's good in a bad way.
No, they're not. No, nothing is good in a bad way. If you think about it, when is something bad good?
Or
stubbing
it's bad
your toe.
in a good way, you know. Well, I mean, you know.
Stubbing your toe. That's bad. Tell me that's bad, isn't it? You know when you stub your toe against the door, it really hurts. There's nothing good about that, is there? No.
I mean, remember too that you're also talking about American slang, which doesn't always make sense. Like they say, fat is good, but that's with PHAT, or sick is good when the word sick doesn't mean anything good. So you're talking to a country that they're absolutely topsy turvy.
I got my finger stuck in a sewing machine, and now I'm being dragged into the machine. There's nothing good about that. Oh, it's so bad, it's good. No, it's not. It's bad.
Well, again, there's some movies that are
And now I'm part of the jumper.
Yeah, there's some movies that are mediocre. There's some movies that are aggressively bad. Like I've been in movie theaters, like with the movie version of Dukes of Hazzard with Jessica Simpson, and what else? Batman and Robin with George Clooney, and it's so funny. As the minutes go by, the groan just gets louder and louder. And louder. And this is in the movie theater where you're paying to see it, So, So maybe it's a cult hit now, but it wasn't back then.
Does anyone else have anything else to add? Yes, Lee, if we can just about see you.
Something else to add, I don't know.
Okay. Well, let Lee go first, and then you can go. Form queue, please.
I mean, it is bad. The effects are bad, but the hand, the giant,
the hand, no.
With the wobbly fingers, but also, you notice that they reused the same hand for the male giant for the alien. But by saying it was a man's hand.
This is like Attack of the 50-Foot Cat.
Yeah. They just used to put to say it was a man's hand, they just put loads of black hair all over it.
Yeah, no, it was awful.
But also when the 50-foot woman grabbed her husband, that doll, it was just, it's so bad, it's laughable. You know what I mean? But as you say, it's an awful film. It is an awful film, and I just don't understand how it got cult status.
Well, I would rather spend the next hour watching one of our casts back.
Are you saying we're cult now?
There are people who watch the whole thing and
not these casts, maybe the film, but there are
these. We are a bunch of nutters.
Yeah,
these people in this movie.
Let's just say hello to Ethan. Hello, Ethan.
They weren't a bunch of nutters. They were, completely flat,
insane. Yeah,
boxy characters.
Yeah. Stephen Price, do you have anything else to add, or Beef Dad?
Did you notice whenever they were driving up the same road all the time? Did he? The other roads there?
Oh yes, it drove me.
There is one I seen years ago, which is really bad. It's called The Robot Monster, and that's before this one was made. Robot Monster was made in 1953. Oh my God!
Get your pen back out. Get your pencil back out. Jot that down. Lee, was you going to say something, or was he froze? No. Beef Dad, yeah.
No.
Was you going to? No. Beef Dad, do you have any more to add? And otherwise, we'll go final sound score.
Yeah, I mean, as far as B movies is concerned, in the 1950s, there were some pretty bad ones. I mean, although I must confess, Tarantula, which was made in 1955, the effects weren't brilliant in that either. The storyline was better. It was better written. It was better acted. I mean, you had Leo G. Carroll in that, who I will always remember as from the Cisco Kid when I was a kid growing up. Yeah, that was I don't know. It's a sort of movie that I quite enjoyed, even though it's pretty bad. It's not good. Excuse me, I have a bit of a cough. Yeah, but this one, nah, I wouldn't ever now watch it again.
And what's your final score? You might as well go and final score now.
Oh, you want a final score?
Yeah, you might as well give it now, yeah.
Oh, you can have a 3.
What, that much? Let's go to Lee, because Alex and Susan aren't here. Well, Alex isn't here.
I like the way that Beef Dad just slings a 3 at it, just like that.
That's better than the number 2.
Did she dropped rafter on the mistress? Oh dear me. Yeah, I'd say I did cheer when she dropped that roof rafter on the mistress. I thought, yeah, got your comeuppance there. Yeah, it's bad. It's B movie, awful acting, awful effects. And it's not the proportion, as Beef Dad's pointed out. They didn't think about that. I'll give it a 4.5.
What? You're mad. Let's go to Alex and Susan. Is it going to be higher or lower than 4.5? You find out after the break.
Okay, we're back with the Susan and Alex score show. I will give it.
Hey, which is going to last at least half an hour.
I will give it. I'll give
and 25 of that is Alex.
3 or 4. I'll give it a 3 or 4. I'll give it a 3.5.
You're being so generous.
Okay, here, Alex. Rate it.
Yeah, if you want a really bad soap opera with really bad special effects and horrible policemen and really bad looking alien hands, this movie is for you. So that's good in a bad way or a
You should
mediocre
have been on
way.
the commercial. This movie's
Yes, it did. I'll give it a 7.
Oh my
excuse me.
But that's because it's so bad.
A
It's
7.
so
Can we
bad.
get? Wait
That's
there.
why it's a classic, because it's bad.
Excuse me, security. Can you please remove the lunatic in the box below?
Yes.
Please remove the lunatic in the box below.
So again, that's the other thing, because sometimes you want to see a bad movie. I mean,
No, you don't. No, what
you actually do.
Let's go to Stephen. He doesn't know what he's on about. People ignore him.
I mean,
A sane
after all,
person.
what about Godzilla? I mean,
What's wrong with Godzilla?
yeah, but that's all he does. He just stomps around breaking things. I mean,
Well, he lives a simple life. What the? Leave the guy alone.
very
That is
funny.
personal attack on Godzilla.
Yeah, he's not worried.
His opinions are not the opinions of the rest of this group.
He's not worried about his wife or anything,
No. Let's go to Stephen Price.
Yes, this is god awful. My score out of this, wasting an hour, 5 minutes of my life, which I would have rather walked out in the rain and got wet rather than watching this.
Yeah, but you do anyway.
Rubbish anyway. It gets an half out of 10.
An half? What's an half? What
Yeah.
the hell's an half? Can you translate that for us, please? Are you speaking Klingon? This is the wrong cast.
Isn't an half one of those where you have a fire in it?
No. It's like
Are you on an arse?
no.
Sorry. All right. Wrong community, Stephen Price.
Remember half a pence? Well, it gets
You want half a pence?
Half a
Well, what
pence.
do you want, the loo? I mean, I'm not made of money, mate.
Doesn't even get a 1 out of 10. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, a half. All right. Oh, you should have just said.
I did say, are you deaf or what?
Sorry, I didn't quite get that. Can we have security to Swansea as well, please? Immediately detain the lunatic. It's Swansea. Oh, good.
we are nutters. Enough said.
Well, I just sent a link to Lee of another terrible film.
Can I just say that what Susan has just said, that is going to be a clip for the Geeks Assembled clip show. For the trailer, when we have our fancy new trailer, when the new budget rolls in about 60 years.
Hold on. What budget? What are you on about? This is done on a shoestring. No, actually, not even a shoestring.
Yeah, literally a shoestring. Yes, yeah. This is. I mean that this film has more money to it than this cast.
It's done on dental floss.
Oh dear, that's even worse.
Well, so Stephen Price gave it a half. I'm going to give it a 0.1. I'm going to give it 0.1 out of 10. That's it. Look after yourself. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
And can I just say, and all those people want to say, you always give them 10 out of 10. You're so predictable. This is not a predictable cast.
Can I just say, I want to change my score. I am going to give this film a 10. It's a wonderful film. 10 out of 10. Look after yourself. Take care, and we'll see you next time.